Good afternoon, America and P-Town K-Sigs League. I'm Barack Obama, your president, and I've taken time from my busy campaign to address something that's very troubling to me. It seems that in one of the fantasy football leagues that I follow on Yahoo Sports, I had received a message from my boy Curtis Fleece that was very disturbing. And I would have left this to the grand judge or Supreme Court, but I felt it was a measure I had to deal with myself. It seems as a prank that Brian and Steven had adjusted the score on Monday after the game in which the best team in football faced off against one of the worst. Steven was awarded 6 points to gain the victory as a birthday present, which had never been given before and probably never will again. This was a prank of which the ramifications would have been remedied the next day, in which the victory would have been given to Curtis, but the recap for the last week remains the same, stating that Steven had won and Curtis is the loser. Now, I like to see how Curtis won. I like to put myself in the matchup. And with these falsehoods laying in the archives of the league, this type of behavior just will not do. So, I will do my best to apprehend Brian, and I would make a recommendation to the league henceforth that Brian McCoy should be overtaken as commissioner of this league. Now, I have been selected as the special guest this week to select the matchups and the victors throughout the week for the league. So, America, let me take part in first introducing Team Farfalloni versus Deuces Wild, a matchup of which we've been looking towards all year. But I feel that Team Farfalloni, as they are the best team in this league's history, will find this matchup to be quite simple, even though Deuce has many players from the greatest team in the league on his roster right now. Next up, we have the Shitty Beatles against Cattywampus, a game of which we have seen many times before, a game of which we've seen Cattywampus come out victorious, and we will see once again, as Shitty Beatles is shitty as his name states. Rexy Bitches versus Forearm to Bay Gold Rush, a game of which we will see Carlos come out the victor, because Rexy Bitches is a bunch of bitches, as I like to say. ST Brother Cousins versus McNasty Avengers, two individuals who aren't big fans of me, and will probably be voting for Governor Romney come election day. Let me say this. I think that ST Brother Cousins will come out with the upset this week and knock Miss Nasty Avenger out of first place. Next we have Los Barachos versus Fat. Fat, as he is a fat piece of shit, will find a loss this week again, legitimately. Unless, of course, his buddy Brian has anything to say about it. And then finally we have Better Than Soy versus Raptor Jesus, a game of which I feel Raptor Jesus will come out the victor. Now, as we all know, I'm a big sports fan. I like to see sports on television, and I like things to remain fair. So we would like to cease all shenanigans, any bullying, ganging up on other teams. Again, we want to make this a fair and fun season for everybody. Because as Americans, that's what we deserve. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.